Hello, and welcome to another Franchise Hockey Manager 5 stream. My name is Adam. I'm the community manager of Franchise Hockey. With me, as always, and not pictured on your screen, is FHM producer Jeff. Say hi, Jeff.
Hey, everybody.
And we are back in this alternate weird world of 1934. And we are playing as the Hamilton Tigers. No, wait. The New York Americans. No, wait. The Brooklyn Americans. Nope, not yet. We are the New York.
Still the New York Americans. And this is a random debut game if you're watching this for the first time. So the players are shuffled all through NHL history. This is the training camp roster we're working with right now. You can see a pretty good mixture of guys from various different eras. Some real old timers. Our first overall draft pick. I think it was our first overall, wasn't it? In the last draft, Frank Patrick, who was actually just ending his hockey career when the game normally starts. So we've got him as a 17-year-old. He hasn't even turned 18 yet. That doesn't happen until December. See the rest. We haven't had a very good start. Show you the history here for the first couple of seasons. That's 32, 33, and 33, 34 is us. And reasonably close to 500 first year, not anywhere close last year. So we need to start improving soon or we are going to be out of work. Owner confidence is good right now, but I don't know how much patience he's got left with us. Lineup-wise, we've got Cam Neely as our captain, and the big star problem is in the development report, which I'll show in a few seconds, he's lost a couple of points, so he may be headed downhill already. He's only 28 in this game. But that's a little worrying, and we've pretty much got about one good line, and then we're hoping for the rest of the guys to develop. Now, one thing that I did mess up, I realized in this game, we didn't have enough coaches hired.
Oh, well, that'll help. I kind of forgot about that. Ratcast has in the chat.
When did the Americans leave?
The Americans leave?
43, I think, was their last season. 42, 43, or 41, 42. The one they played in the they called themselves Brooklyn, but they were still playing out of Madison Square Garden. They weren't anywhere near Brooklyn. They were still in Manhattan at that point, but for some reason, I guess that made marketing sense to them then. But you can see that's the roster we've got to work with now, and I'm just going to quickly scroll through the other teams in the league. So if somebody's watching this on YouTube and they want to get a look at what the other teams look like, you can slow it down and see what everybody else has to work with. The Maroons are the defending two-time Cup champions now. Scott Stevens is their big player. There's us. Rangers, who we're sharing the garden with. And the St. Louis Eagles, who the Ottawa Senators are now dead and won't be coming back for another 60-odd years, I think it is. And
92, so yep.
Well, almost 60. But they've moved to St. Louis for, I think they were there 2 seasons. And then St. Louis will be without a team for another 30 years or so when this one goes under. And we should keep an eye out when that happens because they've got some decent players. Looks like Nick Foligno, Ryan Miller, Norm Ullman. Relatively young team, so when those guys, when they fold, those guys should be available to us. So anyhow, getting back to us, so in our farm team, I made that logo myself. It was missing from the logo pack I was using, so does not look beautiful.
You made what logo? Sorry,
the St. Louis Eagles logo. Well, I mean, I copied it from what I found online and formatted it to fit the game. I didn't make it, but there's us and the Syracuse.
Okay, hold on a second here. Well, you keep going there for a second. I need to check something.
What's that?
Because I think I just gotta look here. If I remember how to spell things.
Okay. Anyhow, well, we were up to our first exhibition game against Boston. I think I've got the lineup all set up. Yep, only using 3 lines and 3 defensive pairs at this point because you're only allowed to dress 17 players, counting the goalies for the game. And I wanted to show you the development report. You can see for the most part, we're getting a lot of guys improving. All our young 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds, we've got a very young team, so we're seeing a lot of guys improving, but I get down towards the bottom, and there's some of the alarming things, particularly Neely losing 2 points at 28. So if he's headed downhill, we got to hope that Mike Gartner, who's our other scoring right winger, comes along quickly. He's only 19 right now. But let's get this first exhibition game out of the way, and you can see using a dark skin that's available in the new update just released yesterday, version 5.5.55. And I'm just going to sim that out and see how we do. 2-2 tie against Boston. And I could probably send a few of these guys down to the farm. I may want to give some of them an exhibition game. Dan Ellis, we just picked him in the draft. Go down. And Pat Quinn, only 18, so he'll go. It looks like the AI has taken Bob Daly out of our lineup for some reason, which doesn't make a lot of sense. We will be putting him back in. He was our first or second rounder the year before. And Dominic go down. And for some reason, Adam insisted on drafting both Brett Lindros and Rob Ray.
We did not draft Rob Ray. We signed him as a free agent.
Oh, we signed him as a free agent. Okay, what was your idea anyhow?
He's been on there for 2 years. Hey, he has come in very helpful. You do not get mad at Rob Ray.
Okay.
Rob Ray does what Rob Ray does.
And Pushkarov can go down too, and we'll go with that for now. And I'm going to shuffle lineup slightly for the next game. Already took
fourth line center with a question for you, Jeff. What's the difference between consensus ratings and scouting ratings on a player's main page, especially if the scouting level is an A?
Yeah, let me show you that page in a second. I'm just going to make one more lineup change here. Forgot what I was trying to do. Oh, Cote out. And Jones in, Burley out, and Patey in. Okay, what he's asking about here is the consensus ratings. The consensus rating is sort of the popular opinion about the guy, the totally unvarnished, no professional scout has really had any input into this, but generally how the guy is perceived. Actually, it'd be better to show this on a younger guy. Hang on. Somebody with Patrick. Well, that's should be a good one. It's the same for him too. But yeah, that's the sort of general opinion about the guy. Our scouting report is what our scouts think of him and how much, if there's any error in the general opinion, that'll be corrected to a degree by our scouting. So the higher the scouting rating gets, you can go all the way up to A. That means that's how much opportunity our scouts have had to look at the guy. So if they've got him up to the A level, their scouting, they've eliminated as much error as our scouts are able to eliminate. They may not eliminate all of it. They still may be a little. The report you get may still be a little bit off, but you're not going to get any better information out of your scouts when it's at A level. Okay, game against Montreal today. Need to set up the lines. And we lose in overtime to the defending champions. Not bad. We got 3 games in a row here. I know we had a day off. And MacIver can come out for this one. I think I'm going to send Padan down. Try Kudroch in. Be nice to get one win here, and there we get it. 3-2 in overtime over the Bruins. And just have a look at how everybody did in that one. Any of the guys, I see if any of the guys I was giving the one game look to did reasonably well and can stay in. Although it looks like it's our big guys that did most of the scoring, Baronic and Neely, so I will shuffle the roster around a little bit, and MacIver's only day-to-day, and Cleghorn's got a sore foot, so Frank Patrick can get his first look. Lean out, McClellan in. Stanfield didn't really do anything, so give DeMarco a look. And take Graham out and give Brett Lundros a try. He'll probably wind up on the third line, yeah. Against the Rangers, and we get a 2-1 win there, so we're doing fairly well so far this exhibition season. Brian McClellan with the goal. And Patrick played reasonably well. Maybe he can stick. Not too impressive from Lindros, so I think we'll try Rob Ray in there for the next game.
Sounds like a good plan.
Marco didn't do much. Back to Brule, I think. McClellan can stay in. Kudroch out, Lovejoy in, and we'll leave the rest of it like that.
And how to see us 312 is in the chat right now.
And we lose 2-1 to the Leafs.
Jeff.
I know. And nobody with a particularly bad game. Oh, Bob Daly was terrible. 45 game rating. Brewer had a good game. Another development report. At least Lindros didn't go downhill again in this one. And how many exhibition games do we have left here? One last one. Then we'll have to cut the roster down a bit. Cleghorn's almost back. And Patrick out. Give Kevin Dean a game. Daly out. Kudroch back in. Koski for Cote. And Eric Baudouin can probably go down now, I think. And Patey has just gone down too far downhill to hang around. Leave Brule there. And Roy out, and Ray out, and Audet in. Last exhibition game against the Hawks. Yeah. And we weren't able to get Liam Hott in the preseason and wound up losing that 3-1. No, Fourth Line Center, I haven't said anything to Adam about that yet.
Not that you ever would.
Oh, no.
But I will. So Fourth Line Center asked if Jeff has chirped me about the Jets losing to the Kings last night. And well, I don't think they should have lost. I will say this: that was the Jets' 4th game in 6 nights, and 6th game in 10 days, including going from Tampa Bay to LA. So, yeah, the Kings played well, no doubt, but Winnipeg also was not probably on it as good as they should have been.
Okay, just cutting my roster down now to the number of guys we'll want to keep around for the start of the season. I think Windross is going to have to start in the minors. Got 2 defensemen still hurt, so we're going to have to keep 8 guys up there. And probably send a couple of more forwards down. I think Jones will probably have to go. And well, we'll leave Rob Ray up for now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, it's 23.
Now, Jeff, one of the things I said we talk about in the chat, or sorry,
yeah.
Ratcast, I'm going to ban you from this. 100% mean that.
Season preview, we don't get mentioned at all, so that's probably not a good sign. But I will take a look. Should be tomorrow that the waivers guys pop up. Oh, I have to cut down to 20 players, not 23. Okay, that's good. Well, Cleghorn's back, so that fixes that problem. And I think Patrick is going to get started in the AHL or the CAHL, which is what it is at this point in history.
He thought I was kidding. He was wrong.
I don't abuse your moderation powers.
I'm not.
And I gotta cut 2 more guys. And I guess Rob Ray is going down.
What I was going to say was one of the things I promised to talk about on our Twitter account was books. Books, Jeff. Books.
Ah, there we go. You just got one, all right?
I did. I just kicked up my copy of Hockey 365 by Mike Comito, which came out a little bit earlier this year and has 365 different facts from 365 different days of the year.
And do you not get facts until January 1st, or do you have one for today?
Oh, I had to flip to the end of the book to see what today's was. Gudu's got what's going on. He understands. Anyways, the fact for today, Jeff, is today marks the 101st anniversary of the NHL.
Yeah, very first game, 1917.
Kind of. Ish.
Kind of ish? Or we wonder.
Well, I mean, we know how the NHL started, which was the owners getting upset at other owners.
The Toronto owner, Eddie Livingstone. In
yeah,
the
and
old
so
NHA, so they basically shut down the NHA and formed the NHL. And gave the Toronto franchise to somebody else.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we are at the start of the season. Getting any waivers yet?
But yeah, so it's a very interesting book. Lots of interesting facts. And even though Mike is a big Leafs fan, he still, puts in those really special memories, like the Leafs were up 4-1 against Boston going into the third period,
and we lose our home opener 3-1 to the Leafs.
See, we talked about them too much, and then bad things happen. We lose.
Yeah, nearly got second star, but not much consolation. And hopefully nobody's injured.
I said it's a good book. It's now on my shelf trying to get read, along with still reading the same book I talked about other times that I can't suddenly.
Game 2 against the defending Cup champions, and we lose that one 3-1. So we're 0-2 to start the season.
Ratcast, you can type again. You've been
and we got a problem. I just got fired.
What? Oh no! But I told you that was going to happen. Wait, we didn't get a message saying we were on thin ice.
Nope, he went straight to us. I think that might be
Ooh.
because we had losing streak at the end of last season that's being carried over to the start of this season, and that's what got us.
Don't panic. Just thanks for all the fish.
However, because we got another half hour or so to show to do here, we are going to cheat our way back for at least the remainder of this season. So
you're taking a 1-year contract. The owners reconsidered.
Ignore the fact that I went into commissioner mode for a second there and gave himself my job back. And did the AI mess
All
up
the great things you can do when you have commissioner mode.
So just pretend you didn't see that part where I got fired.
So Jeff, this is a first. This is a first. You've committed another first. You claim to have won some sort of championship, but for the first time ever, you are the first one to get fired midstream. Congratulations.
I'm not sure about that. Didn't we? I think you got fired once, didn't you?
Nope.
You sure about that?
No, I came dangerously close, but I did not get fired.
I'm going to have to go back and check the old footage on that one.
You go ahead. You're going to find out I have not been fired.
And the new post-rehiring era begins with a 2-1 win over the Canadians.
Yeah, I think you really need to rename your guy now to spell your name differently, like Geoff or something.
Or 2.0 after the end, we lose to the Rangers 2-1, so much for the new era. And Sammy Salo managed to get hurt. Imagine that. Sammy Salo getting injured.
I am just absolutely shocked. I didn't think that was ever going to happen.
More than 7 or 8 times in the season. And we didn't get a message about it, but it looks like Risebrow got hurt as well.
That's why you need to change your name to, Jeff.
Ref Jiddles. Yeah, there we go. I should dig up the screenshot. I occasionally will stick my name into the search bar and when I'm doing a test game, and I almost never find myself. Because if the game sees an unfamiliar name that's not in the regular name database, it just adds one entry for it. So it's really unusual it'll get used again. But I actually found myself in a game a little while ago. Somehow I had regenerated as or the name had gotten picked for, I think it was a 17-year-old in Hong Kong, whose first name was somehow Hirohito. I don't know how that happened.
No, I think that's probably what it would be.
Yeah, he was actually born, I think, slightly over a year from now, in 2020, early 2020. So I've apparently got about 3 months, about 3 months to move to Hong Kong and get someone pregnant and have a kid named Hirohito.
Crazier things have happened.
And we get shut out 4-0 by the Hawks, so this is not going well at all. I blame your drafting, Adam.
Well, it's not my drafting at all. It's the fact this was not a great draft either, if you remember.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that can happen with the random debut game. You can get some really weak years. So presumably we'll get a really strong one at one point, and we'll be in a great position to take advantage of it, because we're doing terribly now.
Oh, fourth line center's asking if it's time for a trade.
Problem with trading is you need to have something other people want.
That's true.
I can try, let's see, McClellan might be ready to move into a spot, but Shukovsky's 26, so I can try shopping him around. And let's see what kind of offers we get. That'll probably be terrible. 36-year-old one-star defenseman from St. Louis, Ryan Hamilton, who's 30 from the Leafs.
JT Dutch in the chest. Is it common to get the axe mid-season when the objective is rebuild?
Depends on how badly you're doing and how many games in a row you've lost. Yeah, we're getting just terrible offers. back here.
Yeah, losses, no matter what, don't make your owner happy.
Yep, absolutely nothing there. And I've actually got to look at the thing that just happened to us. Technically, shouldn't have happened that early in the season. So I think what's happening is it's the losing streak from the end of last season wrapped around when it should have reset to 0. And that's probably what got us.
Yet, I mean, seeing coaches fired at the start of the year is not uncommon. It has happened before.
And we get a 5-2 win against the Hawks, so...
The last one was probably, Peter Laviolette with Philadelphia got fired.
Yeah.
What was that, like 5 games into the season?
Yeah, the Flyers seem to like to do that for some reason. He wasn't the first guy they canned that early in the season. And
yeah, it happens.
Dead last.
It doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen.
Speaking of which, the Joel Quenneville getting hired and Dave Haxtell being out in Philadelphia, we just missed that for the roster update, so that'll have to be in the next one.
Joel Quenneville did not get hired by Philadelphia, Jeff. Don't say things that are not true.
Didn't he?
No.
Wait. What, did they change that? What did I miss?
Everybody thought he was going there. There was a rumor he was going there, but no, it's not him. They hired Scott Gordon.
Oh, okay. I totally missed that.
Yeah, so don't put bad information in updates.
Oh, okay. So it's Gordon then, but I mean, they were saying like the day before, or a few hours before it happened, that Haxtell was still their coach.
Yeah, that was kind of embarrassing.
Whenever you hear that, you know the guy's doomed.
Well, just fire the guy. Like, just fire the guy. I felt bad for him because, I mean, he's sitting there and he's just like, yeah, you're getting fired.
Okay.
Well, nobody's told me I'm fired yet.
Train wreck at this point. 2 losses in a row to both Montreal teams. I think I will just sim forward. We may try to get a couple of years in here. And anything interesting? The messages, don't really see much. Oh, we won a couple. We've actually ahead of the Leafs. So apparently we do better when I don't actually watch us play. And Claycorn's injured again.
No, it was Scott Gordon, right? I got to check that now, but I'm pretty sure that's who became their head coach.
Yeah, it was spent so much time last week going through transactions, getting them all up to date, and then as soon as I got that part of it done and handed it into Malty to build a database, I completely shut off on what was going on.
Yeah, fourth line centers, I'm right. Quick Google says yeah. No, that's pretty good for me just pulling it up, trying to remember.
Now we got a tie against Detroit. That's 1 point. Anything in player poll results? Oh, Sammy Salo has the hardest shot in the league, and Fred Stanfield, who's on our way out
really,
with
I was
us,
thinking
is
he's
the
just going to be most
player.
injured.
Yeah. Okay. Claycorn, is he ready to come back yet? Probably he is available. Okay, so Lovejoy can go out. And where's it? Claycorn goes in. Swap Tansel for Brule, I think. And see if I can get a little more scoring from McClellan than I am from Cote. Have a quick look at Syracuse and see what's going on. Stat swaps. Yeah, no, I can't. Have to look
Well,
player by
fourth
player.
line center says he read or heard Chuck Fletcher wasn't going to fire Haxtell yet, but when the key rumor leaked, Haxtell asked for a vote of confidence and got let go instead.
Man, that's right.
I think if you go ask for a vote of confidence, you might as well just kind of know you're done too, unfortunately.
And guess what? Sammy Salo's injured again. Gastroenteritis. He has a tummy ache.
Maybe we should be trying to trade him.
Problem is he's got 3.5 star potential and he hasn't really developed it all yet, so we're not going to get as much for him as we would. I know maybe you'll see near the trading deadline. You just want to get rid of the Canuck, don't you?
Well, yes, but if he's going to keep getting hurt, he's no good to us anyways.
And we lose again to Montreal.
For the record, you put like 95 Canucks on this team.
There are like 4 of them, maybe.
There is more than 4 of them.
Yeah, but they're not like long-time Canucks.
Guden Creative says the NHL needs to start producing documentaries on their history. I would 100% agree with that. It's actually shocking that most teams don't even have historians. I mean, Montreal maybe kind of does, but I'm not sure. And other than that, I don't think anybody does.
No, I don't think any of them really have a full-time one. I mean, unofficial one, sure. And Cleghorn's still dragging. I'm going to go about a month forward and see if...
Honestly, with all the craziness, they could just make 30 for 30 documentaries for the longest time. And I would be more than okay with that. Because who doesn't love a good 30 for 30?
Yep. January 11th, how are we doing? We're still 2 points ahead of the Leafs now. And 3 out of the Hawks, so we're only 3rd last overall, and slowly creeping up in the Rangers. And is Salo ready? Yeah, Salo is ready to come back. Probably tempting fate to put him back in the lineup already, because he's going to wind up getting hurt again, I bet. Okay, he's back. So I can jump forward a month or so. Just a scouting report.
Well, I mean, technically they did something last year, for the 100th year, but it's still not really...
And when's the trading deadline coming up? Oh, it's the end of the month, so I'll just get it up to that. And Billy Coutu is injured now. Well, we got 2 defensemen hurt. So we're actually going to have to call somebody up. Looks like... Well, might as well bring Frank Patrick up. He's actually 18 now. And let's see, Daly out for Lovejoy. And Coutu out for Patrick. Oh, forgot to set the training, that's bad. Yeah, you can see there's a lot more bonus points available to go around now that I've hired extra coaches. This is
crazy how that works.
Before. Yeah, funny, huh? Maybe I can...
Although, to be fair, in 1934, there probably was basically one coach, and that was it.
Yeah, might have an assistant, but probably not. Okay.
Okay, well, it was Fred Shiro was a guy who hired the first assistant coach.
Now I've got to send somebody down because I've got had to call up those 2 defensemen. Shiro was the first one to hire an assistant? That doesn't sound right.
Just want to get on a quick Google search.
It may not be accurate.
Who are you thinking it is?
I'm sure some... Well, I mean, there were playing assistants before that, I'm sure, but...
JT Dutch is saying Lanny McDonald's mustache narrated the 75th anniversary documentary. I'm not sure about that.
Well, it is sentient. I'm impressed that he's kept it up after he retired this long. And 4-1 win over the St. Louis Eagles. Okay, we are almost to the trade deadline.
Also, at this point, I'm pretty sure if anything isn't on YouTube, it doesn't actually exist. Just saying.
And we get shut out 4-0 by the Bruins. Okay, there we are at the trading deadline now. We are, as of the deadline, looks like 6 points back of a playoff spot. I think it's the top 3 that make the playoffs in this season. So I don't know if we're catching St. Louis. We do have a couple of games at hand on them. Didn't get any trade offers. Let's see. Who are you saying? Let me try shopping Sallow and see what kind of offers we get. I'm not wildly optimistic. Oh, we got quite a few. One from every team, it looks like.
I just said he keeps getting hurt.
Yeah.
He's going to keep getting hurt.
Okay, John Marks from Montreal, winger / defenseman, and a 3rd rounder. Not terrible. Dominic Mashin from St. Louis. Nope, don't want that. Matt Pettinger from the Leafs. Only 2-star potential in the 4th round of Montreal offers better, so that can get rejected. Jake Dutton. No, he's only 2 stars, and it's a 3rd rounder for Boston. That's not great. Might come back to it. Maroons offering 30-year-old Scott Hartnell and a 4th rounder. So that would help right now.
Trying to get slower? Is that our goal here?
Hawks, 18-year-old, or no, we don't want that. 2-star Detroit, Ryan Garbutt. No, even up. That's bad. Rangers offering Ruslan Fedotenko, who's only 2-star potential in the 4th rounder. We got better ones. So I'd say the 3 offers we've got that are half decent are John Marks and a 3rd rounder from the Canadians. I mean, he's a okay forward, okay defenseman, but not particularly great at either one. It's not going to really do that much for us, and we need right-handed defensemen, not left-handed ones. So that's not going to help. Good.
Gudu says, imagine all the footage that's hidden away in the NHL vaults.
Yeah, they've got
the
this warehouse in
lot.
Toronto. Is that what
yeah,
you're
but
going to
they're
say?
actually missing lots of stuff, too. Again, one of the hockey books I'm reading right now, still working my way through, is Hockey Night Fever. I've talked about it before. But it's talking about the game's coming of age in the 1970s after expansion, focusing on Boston and Montreal.
So you weren't in favor
Philly.
of the Hartnell trade, right?
No.
Okay, so it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get anything from Sallow. Let me see who else
But,
we can shop around.
In there, he talks, the author, who's Stephen Cole, not sure how he pronounces his name, talks about how basically he went and had to go to the Rangers' personal library to watch the only footage from, what was it, like when Boston played the Rangers in the Stanley Cup final, which was 70, I think.
Boston
69.
Rangers 70, I think, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the only copy that exists.
That would have been
71?
70 would have been the Blues because they were still doing the East-West Conference thing at that point. 71, I think.
Yeah, anyway, regardless, only the Rangers have a copy of that Stanley Cup final, or at least one of the games, which is kind of nuts that only they have it.
Let's see if any of our AHL guys or CHL minor league guys gets a decent offer, because I didn't really get any for Boronik. Tried to Dominico, who's a half-star guy, 1.5-star guy. Yeah, just nobody offering us an upgrade for. Yeah, they're just killing us in all these
But
offers.
I
One
should
star,
mention,
1.5
like,
star. Yep.
we're talking and giving the NHL a hard time. The NFL literally lost the only copy they had of the first Super Bowl, or what became the first Super Bowl. They taped over it, and somebody else lost it, and they found a copy in like some guy's attic.
Well, we
and
did get
paid
one
like
decent offer here. Terry O'Reilly, he's 34 years old at this point, but for a center that we're never going to use, so I'm going to complete that trade so we at least get one trade done at the deadline and get a little veteran help. Very little.
Yeah. But my point being, there's a lot of times where sports weren't valued as much as they are kind of now. And honestly, the NFL changed it with when they started doing like NFL Films Presents. And
Yep. I read an article on that a while back. And then even the NFL was skeptical that the guys who started doing the NFL film stuff. I can't remember the name of the family that does it. That started it.
Yeah, it's the son who does it now.
Yeah.
From other. I can't think of his name at the moment, but
they didn't really know what these guys were up to, and then the first time they saw it, they all loved it. I think.
Yeah, they thought it was crazy, and then also, this is actually great.
Okay, so we made our trade, shuffle the lineup around a little bit, and will this get us a win against the Cup champion Maroons? No, it will not. We lose 5-1.
Should we really be shocked by that? Probably not.
Probably not, and we lost Tchaikovsky for 3 weeks to a strained abdominal. At least I can put him on the injured list, and we've got a few guys hurt right now. Rangers fired their coach. And another development report with nobody going downhill. That's a good sign, at least.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Brûlé continuing to improve, so maybe he's not going to be quite the washout he was in the actual NHL. Other than that first or second season where he was pretty good.
Yeah, Gouda says, I brought up the NHL documentaries because of NFL film. Yeah, I mean, that's...
Yeah, what I was going to say was the NHL actually has a warehouse in Toronto, not the Hockey Hall of Fame one, but a separate one full of basically it's their old archives. I'd love to get in there sometime and just be able to research through that place.
Well, again, the other thing too, is like even like the MLB, which has been around for years, they still have lots of stuff that they've been lost to time and was never kept. They still occasionally find clips of like old World Series games and reels that have been hidden down somewhere that nobody's seen for 25 years.
It's a good thing we picked up O'Reilly because
75 years.
Cam Neely just got hurt for a couple of games, and we get a 4-2 win over the Hawks, who seem to be the only team that we can actually beat.
Not 25 years. We have all the film from 25 years ago. 70.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just was reading. I don't know. It was probably a couple months ago. Heck, it might have been even back at the start of this year. But they just found like film from like the World Series Game 5 from like the 1935 or something.
Well, and we just won 2 games in a row. Scary.
Excellent.
Can we make it 3 against the Rangers, who are apparently slumping right now?
You should maybe look at contracts due up too, in case there's somebody who's maybe.
Although this is we lose 2-1 to the Rangers.
Yeah, but it might stop somebody from retiring.
But yeah, we don't want to lose anybody for a dumb reason. Aleem, we definitely want to renew him. It's the only decent goalie we got. 5-year deal. That sounds fine. Baranek. One of our better forwards. It's one problem with playing in historical. When the finances get adjusted, I've got no frame of reference for whether or not they're asking for unreasonable amounts or not. And Cleghorn only wants a 1-year deal with a no trade clause, so okay, that's kind of odd. Not like you can go anywhere else. Definitely want to re-sign Gartner. Graham is coming along. I'll just go a couple of days ahead here. And now Risebrow gets hurt, so it's just been non-stop injuries this season. I'm going to blame it on that. That sound legitimate?
No, not at all. JT Dutch says it's a little embarrassing that there seems to be more Wayne Gretzky Adam footage from the 1960s than his NHL footage. I don't think that's quite the case, but it sometimes feels like that.
Considering a lot of that NHL footage was at the expense of the Canucks, I don't really want to see any of it again.
Oh, hey, you know what happened today in Canucks history, Jeff?
Is it Messier related?
No, it's not. It's not. Actually, yesterday, I think, yesterday or 2 days ago was the anniversary of them signing Matt Sundin. But today was the anniversary of them bringing in a Leafs goalie. Actually, I'm sorry. I guess this is Messier related because it was Felix the Cat.
Yep, who wound up being arguably the most unpopular goalie in Canucks history. We're talking about how bad Luongo got treated when he was there, but wasn't anywhere close to the abuse Potvin got.
Yeah, Potvin was pretty near at the end of his career at that point.
I mean, he wasn't that old, but he went downhill in a hurry.
He ended up back in Toronto after that, didn't he?
Briefly, if I remember right.
That was like when Toronto went through like 15 goalies at that time.
Yeah, sort of like the Flyers this season. They're on number 6 already, aren't they?
What's that, sorry?
The Flyers are on their 6th goalie this season. They called up Carter Hart.
Yeah, but I mean, there was, but at least the 1 year went through so many goalies. They had like Trevor Kidd and Tom Barrasso and a bunch of like, decent name goalies who just never
retreads.
Yeah. Like JT Dutch says when the Kings got Potvin in 2001, Vancouver was very happy to get rid of him. Yeah.
Well, the fans definitely were.
Of course, that brought on the Dan Cloutier era, which wasn't that great for Canucks fans either. Sorry, Jeff.
Yeah, well, I mean, Cloutier, he got kind of a bad rap because he still has a few Canucks for season records, I think, because the team was good at that point. They just had
his playoff performances were not.
Yeah, well,
when the Canucks make the playoffs,
we haven't had a good playoff goalie since Kirk McLean.
Corey Schneider was a good playoff goalie.
Yeah, didn't really get to play enough to be considered one, I think.
Although I read a fun fact about Corey Schneider. Well, not a fun fact, a sad fact, actually. He has not won a game now in a year.
No, yeah, I believe it with the injury, and then the Devils playing terrible.
Yeah, he's 0-15-3, I think is what he said.
And now we're getting shut out by the St. Louis Eagles. So how bad are the standings right now?
Cloutier played for the Kings?
A little bit, yeah. And 10 games to go. We are back into last in the Canadian division, despite being American. Although we've at least got another American team in the Canadian division now. And 4 points ahead of the Hawks. Oh, actually a little bit ahead of the Rangers, too. We should be in the other. If we were in the American division, we'd actually have a shot at the playoff spot. Okay, Gartner's hurt. He comes out. Neely goes in. Oh, I forgot to put Couture back in the lineup. Patrick out, Couture in. It does the lines. I think that's reasonable. Oh, we got an extra center there, but deal with it. Oh, somebody's back. Sherkovsky's back. That's right. And Risebrow's probably getting close. 1 to 2 weeks for him still. DeMarco out, Sherkovsky in. Now do the lines. That should make more sense. Yeah.
I forgot Cloutier played there. I don't know. There's so
And
many good.
finally, a 4-3 win over Montreal. Canadiens. And we got their coach fired.
Over the Canadians. That's the third coach to get fired this year.
Yeah,
Or
and
second and a
there's
half
a
coach.
couple others in trouble. That's well, ours doesn't count because that didn't happen. Remember?
No, it happened, Jeff, and I'll never forget it.
No, I think you're misremembering
That is one
already.
of the defining moments here, everybody.
No.
Jeff getting fired. Yep.
You're confused. You're clearly
Yep.
confused. If I got fired, how am I still playing? Answer me that.
Cheat.
No.
Cheating.
See, I'm not you.
You made the game. You know how to cheat it. I'm surprised we actually even lose games here. I'm sure you probably just have a game.
8 games left. We have actually wait. Is one team really dominating here? I didn't realize how close we were to a playoff spot. We might have a little bit of a shot here. We can put together a rally. And by saying that, I've doomed us, haven't I?
Yep, of course. Gouda Creative says, "Oh, how nice."
And we shut out the Leafs 4-0.
Canucks, I question whether anything good has ever happened in their history, and the answer is no. Nothing ever has. They're kind of like the Cleveland Browns of the NHL.
Oh, please. Do we have to have
Jeff,
the 1902 discussion again?
Jeff, I'm 100% serious. Think about it. Cleveland has had some really good teams over the years.
And we just shut out Chicago. We're actually making a little run at the playoffs here.
You're just trying to get us destroyed. Not really underperformed a couple times, but got further than they should. Like I think Vancouver and Cleveland kind of go hand in hand. Perfect.
I don't think so. So who does Winnipeg correspond to then? And we win another one, 2-1 against the Eagles. So we're going on a late season tear, climbing up the standings. It's a 3-way tie for either third or last in the Canadian division, depending on how you want to look at it. And we're about to get, now we got Risebrough back, so things are finally coming together for us.
Even though I hate to say this, Winnipeg could very easily become the Minnesota Vikings. And that pains me as a Packers fan to say. A good team, but never good enough to win the big game. Oh, man. See, Jeff, I'm even harsh on myself and my teams.
See, now I want to ask your opinion of the Bombers.
Nobody here knows who that is, Jeff.
But you do. That's what matters. Oh, we got
to be fair, I watch the NFL.
Anything.
Anyways, I'm kidding. Jeff needs to tell us of all the good players. There hasn't really been any good players in Canucks history, other than maybe Fedorov.
Oh, yeah, the legend.
Well, that name is perfect.
Got his ass kicked by Kevin Bieksa. Wait, what did I do? Did I put
Fedorov?
Oh, no, did I send the wrong guy down? Oops. I screwed up. Bad.
What did you do?
I somehow managed to waive Doug Risebrough.
And did we lose him?
No, but I think we're going to. Oh, man, what did I do there? I think I clicked on the wrong guy. Damn it. Oh, wait, no. Oh, he's on the injury list. What's...
Yeah, see, fourth line center knows Fedorov, one of the great names in hockey history. There has been some great names in hockey history. Maybe that'll be something over another chat. But I said kind of like playing, and just as we're running out of time, playing perfect team in out of the park baseball. It gives you appreciation for some great names. Like one of my center fielders is Willie Wilson. Because how do you not love the name Willie Wilson?
What's going on with Risebrough? This is weird. Okay, so he didn't get claimed. I don't know what the heck happened there. I'm going to have to watch the video of this and see what exactly I did to get Risebrow waived. That shouldn't have happened. Weird.
Yeah, that's a great name too, Topsy.
Okay, what's our playoff situation here now? Now we're back into last place. We got the Bruins, who we've been able to beat this year, and it's a 5-2 win. So we're doing well in the later stage of the season here. And we got the Bruins again. And we lose 3-0 this time. One game left, and we are probably not making the playoffs here, sad to say. Oh, I need to extend some contracts here too. We didn't get all of them. Oh, we got a ton of them.
Just trying to get everybody fired. Okay, Jeff, I got a question for you that I don't know the answer to that I'm sure somebody in the chat is wondering. You talked about how St. Louis isn't going to be there. So if you cheated the system and made trades with St. Louis knowing that they're not going to be there, and if you made trades with them and gave up a draft pick, would your draft pick come back to you, or would it be lost to the ages?
Just lost, I think. I'd have to try it to be sure, but I think it just it won't exist because the Blues won't be in the draft. And we finished with 48 points, which may or may not be enough for last place. Got a few more guys signing deals, and I think that is the end of the season here. Almost. One more day. Yeah, it's so many guys to renew. Oh, because this is the third season after the, I forgot, after the opening draft.
Do you want to finish it up, or you want to finish it up off?
No, it's just going to take a second. We'll finish this up, the season up, and just see who wins the cup. And I think we'll open with the draft the next time we do this.
Oh, I am sorry for if you hear that. That's coming through.
What'd you do?
Oh, I keep moving and my mic keeps slipping.
Ah.
Are you going to carry on with this tainted save? That is a great question, Gudu.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe doing something else.
Go to
not sure what yet.
WHA random debut. That'd be a ton of guys.
Yeah, random debut works is kind of messy with the WHA right now. There's a few bugs we got to work out.
Okay,
with it.
My bad. I forgot about that. Random debut after they come in and take Hartford. Try and win a cup with Hartford, Jeff. There's a plan.
The Whale.
One of the greatest hockey logos of all time. And it's still weird that Carolina is going to be wearing a jersey.
Okay, I think we got everybody signed there, and that will be the end of the season. We finish 4th in the Canadian division instead of 5th. St. Louis finishes 1 point behind us. And did we get any awards nominees? Oh, I was actually nominated for GM of the Year. Not counting on getting at Stanford.
Wow, that is tainted. Wow.
But we had a huge comeback after we replaced that previous GM. I don't know who that guy was, but it was a huge turnaround. I don't know what you're talking about. Why you're complaining about this?
Boo. Boo.
Okay, let me just go week by week here. And where are we in the playoffs? Montreal beat Detroit in the opening round. Toronto over the Rangers. So Leafs and Habs are tied right now and going into Game 5. And Montreal Maroons won't get their third cup in a row because Boston swept them in the semifinal.
Shocking. So if you're watching this right now while Jeff continues to sim, this may be our last stream for the year. It's possible.
Yep.
With the holidays coming up.
Obviously going to be Boxing Day this time next week, so won't be probably not going to be streaming then, and unless we happen to find our way on.
Or yes, there might be a chance I might do some streams at night or during the day over the next couple bit of a break here. So this may be the last one, or it may not. I can't guarantee it.
Check the screen in a second when it gets caught up. I'm leaving it on this. You see it yet?
Oh, jeez, that's just wrong.
What? It was a remarkable comeback. The coach got fired. I took over from whoever that other guy was, and it's a huge improvement over the previous season. Thank you. Have you ever won Coach of the Year? I don't think so.
Ref Jiddles.
Okay. I wanted to see how the finals ended and take a quick look at the stats.
I am just... You can tell something's rigged when.
No. None of that. Oh, that is if it was the best 3 final that year. Okay, so Boston wins. I was wondering why the game wasn't changing. You can see when in the playoffs here, there's a notation. The parentheses number here is the length of the series. So Boston beats Montreal in 3 games to win the Stanley Cup. I think that is the first one in their history. Oh no, they won in 29. So they take the all-time lead for American teams with Stanley Cups at this point. 1935, they've got 2 of them. And
excellent.
Are looking at the
you
stats.
Still can't get Kim Neely a cup.
I don't think we have anybody at all in the stats leaders that I can see from last season. Take a look at the goalie leaders, but only because there's so few goalies in the league. Patrick Lalime led the league in losses. Probably played every game for us, and no, he wasn't first in goals against at least. Second place overall in saves. And pretty far down, 916 save percentage, which is nice, but when the leader has 938, that's not going to get you very far. So I think we'll leave it off there. I think I've got some minor leaguers that I'm going to need to re-sign, but we'll see what we decide to do with this game. I'm kind of curious to see where these guys wind up. So I think we might go on with this one a little farther, because I clearly didn't get fired at any point in this, and that's just something Adam's imagining. And if I'm able to get to the video, you won't ever notice that. So I think we can wrap it up here, Adam.
All right. Thank you very much for tuning in to another Franchise Manager 5 stream. We typically stream every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/OTP Developments, although it might be different, again, for the next little bit till the end of the year. All of our streams are archived on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/no, it's not. It's youtube.com/OTP Developments. You can also reach out to us on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/franchise Hockey Manager. On Twitter, we're at Franchise Hockey. You come on down to our official website, which is ootpdevelopments.com. Click on the community button in the top right-hand corner, and that'll bring you to our official forums. Jeff, the only other thing I guess that's maybe important is you should be watching. If you haven't picked up the game, you might want to be watching our Twitter and Facebook over the next little bit.
Yep. Steam always does a sale this time around this time of year, so obviously you might be able to get a deal on FHM or Out of the Park, or possibly both of them. Thanks for everybody for coming out, and we will be back at some point, probably over the holidays. Not sure exactly when, but Adam will let you know. So thanks again, and we will see you guys later.